Good morning, I'm Councillor Glen, and this is my weekly update for Saturday, May the 17th. It is starting to rain here, so this may be a quick update. It's Victoria Day weekend, and I thought I'd come out in front of one of Stittsville's Victorian-era buildings. So Victoria was the queen from 1837 to 1901. This building behind me that we now know as Cabotto's restaurant was built in 1868. Back then it was Kemp's Tavern, and it was kind of a restaurant and inn along the main highway. In 1870 it survived the Great Fire. It later became a farmhouse and then a retreat for an Anglican retreat and a Catholic retreat. And later on after that, late 70s, early 80s, it became a series of restaurants, and it's now Cabotto's that we know today. So a ton of history at this beautiful building on Hazeldean Road. It is Victoria Day, and that means there are some schedule changes this weekend and into the week with your garbage pickup. There's information about that on my website at glengower.ca, so check that out. And there are fireworks this weekend on Monday at Hazeldean Gardens. That'll happen at dusk. The best viewing points are along Neil Avenue or across Hazeldean Road at the Giant Tiger Plaza. So Hazeldean Gardens itself is at the corner of Stittsville, Main and Hazeldean. So if you're around there, that'd be a good spot to view the fireworks. And Victoria Day weekend always makes you think back to 2022 when we had that derecho and the destruction and emergency situation that we had here in Stittsville. Now, I don't think we have a forecast for any of that, although I can see that line of thunderstorms approaching us here. But it's always good to be prepared for an emergency. And to that end, we are organizing an emergency preparedness workshop with the Red Cross for June the 12th. Registration is required because spaces are limited, but you can go to my website at glengower.ca for more information and to register. And also, I mentioned this last week, but there is the new Ottawa Alert emergency service where you can get emergency alerts from the city through your phone, voice or text, and there's an app, and what else? Email as well. So check that out at ottawa.ca, or you can search for Ottawa Alert and you'll find all that information. Another thing that happens on long weekends, unfortunately, and through weekends in the summer, is we often see some mischief, some vandalism, some damage to parks and so on. I just want to, and you know what, in the past week or two, we've had some incidents in the Fernbank neighborhood with some harassment, some damage, some vandalism, even some hateful activity happening. So I just want to remind residents about making the right call. So to report vandalism or broken city equipment, call 311, and there is staff throughout the weekend available to respond. For mischief or hate-motivated incidents, you can make a report online at ottawa.ca/police. And if it's a crime in progress or a life-threatening emergency or somebody trying to light a fire, call 911. Thank you to residents who have reported things. Thank you for making the right call, and hopefully we don't have any incidents this weekend, but just in case, please do make the right call. Sports fields and park maintenance, city staff shared an update this week that all soccer fields and baseball diamonds are indeed open for the season, and the nets should be out for all pickleball and tennis courts. If you see a location where they're not out, please let me know. And if you see anything that needs attention, you can call 311 or go to ottawa.ca/311 to make a report there. And thank you for being our eyes and ears out there. Another thing people will be doing here on the long weekend is some gardening. I know a lot of you like to plant boulevard gardens or gardens that are near the edge of your property, near the road or the sidewalk. You're allowed to do that. You don't need a permit, but there are some do's and don'ts and some tips that the city is sharing to make sure you're doing that in a way that's safe and doesn't interfere with any city equipment and so on. And that information is on my website. I do encourage you to check that out. I think, as you know, we update my website almost every day with information. There's a ton of information. And one of the things that I wrote this week is about a threat to wetlands in Ontario and specifically just west of Stittsville, that Goulburn Wetlands complex. And I want to thank the Friends of Stittsville Wetlands for alerting me to that. What's happening is a couple years ago, the province changed legislation around how wetlands are evaluated, and it made it a lot less stringent. And at the time, a lot of people and organizations, including the City of Ottawa, really questioned why this is being done. It wasn't based on any science, and we felt it would put wetlands at risk. And lo and behold, look what's happening. Those wetlands are indeed being de-designated. They were provincially significant wetlands. Now they're no longer provincially significant wetlands. That's affecting 600 hectares of wetlands across the province. And near Stittsville, in that Goulburn wetland complex just west of here, it's affected 130 hectares. Now, the wetlands haven't been developed, they haven't been filled in or anything, but they do not have the same stringent level of protection they used to have, and that's a huge risk. So I wrote about that. Please check that out on my website. And you should be interested because wetlands, they obviously have a huge biological importance, but they're also really critical to water quality and to flood control. So when we're getting these awful storms, having healthy functioning wetlands can help mitigate flooding in our community. So incredibly important, and it's definitely not something we should be loosening the rules on. Okay, coming up, some stuff coming up. Welcome to Stittsville. The Multicultural Festival is coming up on June the 7th. We've got a ton of performers and exhibitors. We're really, really excited about this day. We need some more volunteers, so if you'd like to help us out, please send me an email, send me a message. It's on June 7th at Village Square Park. This Friday, my team is organizing a Cleaning the Capital neighborhood cleanup at Fringewood Park. So I hope you can join us for that. Details on my website. I wanted to say a congrats to the Amberwood Village Residents Association. They held their AGM earlier this week and had a great turnout. And it's just great to hear about how well the organization is doing. They manage the golf and pool and pickleball facility at Amberwood. And it's great to see the turnaround in the last few years, really amazing. So many people taking part in activities and buying memberships. It's great to have that in our community, and I encourage residents to check that out as well, the Amberwood Village, or the Amberwood Golf and Sports Facility. Really great to have it in our community. Heads up, you may see some activity on Carp Road. It's part of the construction of the upgraded Carp Road. There's going to be some borehole drilling in the next few weeks. Shouldn't be too disruptive to traffic, but there may be some small delays around there. And a final thing, because the rain is really starting here, road safety. Sadly in Ottawa, in the last week, we've had several pedestrians seriously injured or killed. Now it's in the East End, thankfully, but it could happen anywhere in our city. And we really want to remind people to take care and follow the rules of the road. Slow down, do not drive impaired, and do not drive distracted. There's still far too many drivers who are not taking this seriously, and just please obey the rules of the road, and it could save a life this holiday weekend. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great long weekend. I hope it's not too rainy, and I'll see you here next Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.